So, topic for today is why do people press your buttons? Have you heard of this word button? This particular topic was suggested by Ambika, and she's used word trigger. So, actual word is trigger. So you're fine, you're happy, everything is okay, and somebody says something, somebody passes certain remark, or somebody shows a particular kind of expression, or someone does something that you know you'll not be able to tolerate, and exactly that happens. And interestingly, that happens by people who are very close to us: husbands, wives, children, parents, siblings, the best friends and the closest neighbors. And you wonder, why do they do this? They know that I do not really tolerate a certain behavior, certain remarks, certain attitude, certain kind of expressions. And yet they keep doing this. They are the ones who seem to be destabilizing you pretty often, and not those who are casual acquaintances. So in Western language, they call it pressing the buttons. What is button? When you press the button, suddenly the chain of reaction starts. So they actually press that particular button in you, invisible button, and a certain reaction starts in automation. And you wonder, why does that happen, and how can we prevent it, and how can we hide? As a defense, we often distance ourselves or keep kind of invisible wall, do not let people come closer to you and not let them cross certain boundaries. And then we create boundaries, and then we talk about feeling suffocated within the boundaries that we have created, not enjoying the freedom of expressions, and gamut of stories happen. And these are defensive games. It's best to understand these buttons so that people don't press knowingly or unknowingly. Several times people don't even know that they are pressing buttons. It's only when we have a chain of reactions, then we know that, okay, fine, the button's pressed. That means I've been triggered. Now, when you have in computer, we have a certain chain of events. If a particular folder is opened, or if a particular event happens, then there are triggering chain of events. So in subconscious mind, if you read the book Radical Crystalline Mind, or if you attend the workshop, you would understand how we store certain information and certain inputs in a particular folder. And every folder has a specific corresponding chain of reactions. So when certain things happen, certain folders in the subconscious mind gets activated, and then there are automated chain of reactions which gets triggered, and you'll end up reacting without knowing why you're doing it. And it takes a while for you to get that control back and start responding rather than reacting. The reaction is very, very natural. A lot has to do with the storage system. So if you put messy kitchen into the safe folder, messy kitchen will not really trigger you. If you see stupid, idiot, fool word into a love folder, those words will not trigger you. In a similar way, there are a lot of filing issues, the storage issues. And because of that, the reactions become issues. And that's what we call getting triggered or getting the buttons pressed. So buttons are nothing but the chain of events. Because of the storage system, it's up to you to work around and change the storage system so that you do not keep getting triggered. It's no point curtailing people, asking them to change because they may not, and you would feel helpless when they do not. It's in your hand to take charge of your emotional response so that you become stronger and stronger, and do not let people press your buttons, and even if they press their button, your buttons, it's okay, and it won't really matter because your reactions are going to be different, and rather you will not react, you will respond, and it won't matter. And if it won't matter, you don't have to wall up, you don't have to keep drawing boundaries all the time, and you don't have to feel suffocated in the boundaries that you have created. You can easily allow people to come close to you and still not get affected adversely by them. And that creates a free flow of love and amazing bonding between people. I hope this helps. Spread this video, let people know more and more, and let them help themselves so that they become emotionally independent and truly emotionally empowered. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you,
a great,
Atman.
thank you.
Very, very beautifully explained. Uh, if at all
Hmm.
triggers are useful, there are
Hmm.
certain triggers
Hmm.
which help you know your strengths, and also uh, they are sometimes necessary to
Ah,
know that you are going to react in a different manner. Of
hmm.
course, it comes with awareness.
Yeah.
And if you could elaborate a little more.
So there used to be a time when I remember my grandfather used to say, "Oh, that's not your cup of tea. You won't be able to do it." So that was one trigger that used to help me because every time somebody said, "Oh, you can't do it," then I would prove that I can do it. So that was helpful initially. Till the time I realized it's not really needed. I can grow as and when I want. I don't need challenges in life. Um, However, there are some triggers. The buttons are not necessarily destructive always, right? So there are certain buttons which can put you on a positive role. So you start performing better, right? However, if you really want to perform better, I mean, at this stage, I know my parents had, amazing sense of what buttons to press. So my mom knew how to get the whole, house cleaned with a few statements and few words that would kind of trigger me into action. But as I grew up, I don't let them do that. I do it at my free will. But that's me. I mean, I wonder whether I understood your question and answered that.
Yes, Atman, thank you.
You did? Okay. So, yes, buttons do help, automation do help. However, how about just doing it as a matter of response rather than reaction? Why would you empower others to run your life or to manage you? I mean, be empowered enough out of inspiration, do what you need to do in perfect synchronicity with your life plan and life purpose instead of allowing others to rule your life by pressing your buttons positively or negatively with good intent or with adverse intent or knowingly or unknowingly. Take charge back. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Atman.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
great day.
you.
Have a great week.